Here is an international story that is a lot more important than people in Canada give it credit for. India has revoked Article 370, which basically makes Kashmir a normal part of India. Now, when it comes to India-Pakistan, most people just know they are fighting over Kashmir region, but why? Now, Kashmir is part of India. Pakistan claims it too, and Article 370 has given Kashmir sort of special status to self-govern itself. It banned out-of-state sort of land transfers, so new people couldn't buy land, and the whole thing was sort of to protect the Muslim community within there, supposedly. Now, Kashmir is majority Muslim, and there are Hindu Pandits in there who have been oppressed and genocided. There have been so many genocides in the Kashmir region by the Islamic population against the minorities. The last one was in the 90s. So Kashmiri Pandits are celebrating because this is good for them. And I'm going to explain why this is important for everyone. If you hate the UN, if you hate Islamist terrorism, this is a great news. This is a great precedent to be setting. It's good that we have countries setting this precedent, standing up to ridiculous UN dictates and silly, silly claims. So when I watched this news on the CBC, it was basically Pakistani propaganda. And the NDP, of course, backed Pakistan. And what they're doing is, it's the same thing they do with Israel. Oh, India's going to take control of Kashmir. What does it mean for the Muslims? Are the Muslims there in danger? Oh no, a Muslim might get his feelings hurt. And we have Pakistan saying, oh, we're very concerned about the human rights abuses that's going to happen in Kashmir. Balochistan. Google Balochistan. Pakistan is currently committing a genocide in Balochistan, in occupied Balochistan, that no one's really talking about. Balochistan, where Pakistan genocides your people. So, shut up, Pakistan. You have no moral leg to stand on. Again, shut up. But it's totally unfair. Now, the CBC and the Pakistani plans are saying, what they're saying is Pakistan has some concerns. Pakistan also claims Kashmir. Pakistan is unhappy with this. What frustrates me is, it's just like the Palestinian thing for me. Why is no one explaining Pakistan's point of view? That's what really fascinates me. Well, I think we should be saying the Pakistani claim to Kashmir. Let's shout it to the rooftops. What is Pakistan's point on Kashmir? Pakistan's claim to Kashmir is basically the Islamist claim. It's a complete Islamist ideology here. Pakistan says there are Muslims in Kashmir, therefore it has to be Muslim land, and Kashmir not being ruled by Sharia law is oppression of other Muslims in Pakistan because. That's the Pakistani claim to Kashmir. India's claim to Kashmir is it's within our borders and terrorism is bad. A much better claim. So I'm glad. And there's a whole UN dictate saying, oh, it needs special status. So because the special status has been removed, it has been good for Kashmiri Pandits because doing stuff like this, this bending over backwards, this Gandhi appease them, you can't appease Islamists. Okay, it doesn't happen. So what India's been doing is only been enabling bad Pakistani behavior. And what Pakistan has been doing is been sending terrorist cells into Kashmir, in part because the system there gives Kashmiri Muslims a lot of control and lets, right, if you remember that bombing, right, where the 44 people were blown up on a bus, that was done by terrorists in Kashmir, paid for by the ISI, the Pakistani intelligence services. So the Pakistani claim to Kashmir is BS, in my opinion. It's the Islamist claim. There are Muslims there, and because there are Muslims there, Sharia law. And if there's not Sharia law, that's oppression. It's a ridiculous claim. Let's talk about the Pakistani claim. So another way to know bias here is when you hear people on the CBC say, oh, Pakistan is upset. Why are they upset? Please explain why Pakistan is upset to me. Seriously, let's talk about the Pakistan. Like, what is Pakistan saying? Right? They're saying Sharia law because Muslims. That's their claim. That's their entire claim to the land. And because India has been historically trying to say, oh, special service and appeasing this, when you try and appease crazy people, it only makes them stronger. So good on India. Now, the UN says, oh, with this special status, we need to sort of maintain peace. This is, again, where the UN getting in the way has not led to peace. And good for Modi here. Because taking control, or not even taking control, now Kashmir is just like every other part of India as it should be. No special treatment, no ridiculous laws, no appeasing the Islamists. Good. And this is a precedent that other countries, Israel, should be taking a stance on. Right? Don't give in to the Islamists. It's a great precedent that India has set here. And people who don't like the UN, people who think the UN has no part in Canadian business, this is a good first step. Because the UN is going to do the same thing to India that it does to Israel and America. right? When it says something reasonable and attacks Islamists, then that's the only time that the UN does something. The UN is only useful, or thinks it's useful, or does anything when a bunch of Islamists might get their feelings hurt. Then there's like, deploy pedophile brigade to India right now, right? We need to rape some of their kids and extort some money out of people because we're the UN. So it's really good. If India can stand its ground, then it would be really helpful for anyone who wants to get UN out of our politics. It'd be great if we had a coalition of countries like America, Canada, Western countries that get unfair treatment from the ridiculous UN to say, you know what, UN is kind of controlled by the OIC and communist nonsense, we're out. And in order to do that, we're going to need countries like India and America to be on our side. So this is a big win for anyone who hates the UN, and good job, India. Kashmir is Indian territory and should be treated like it's part of India.